first news story that broke in the NFL this morning. This is a weird one. Thankful it broke this morning, so we had something to talk about on this show. But reportedly, Sean Payton was thinking, and never did so, but he was thinking about going to Denver ownership this past season before the season started. Of course, the season where they went to the AFC Championship game, and Jared Stidham had to start because Bo Nix had that injury in the divisional round against Buffalo. But before the season started, Sean Payton was thinking about going to ownership and asking them to hire Bill Belichick for 15 games so they could allegedly go 15-0, and Bill Belichick could break Don Schula's record for most wins by an NFL head coach of all time. During that time period, Sean Payton would step down and be the assistant head coach and essentially just run the offense. And then when they got to 15 wins, Bill would be fired essentially, and Sean Payton would take back over as head coach. But reportedly, Sean never went to ownership with this idea because even he thought it would be too complicated.
Yeah, I don't think that would sit well in the locker room. I really don't. That would have been a really strange dynamic. And yes, it would have been entertaining television for us as the fans. But as a player, I would not have wanted that. I want to know that I'm going to have the same coach going into every week.
Well, there's a couple of different aspects of this. Number one, would Belichick have even wanted this? Would he even want his record of getting the most wins since Don Schula tainted because he joined a stacked Broncos team? And, we know about Sean Payton and Bill Belichick's relationship because they were both on Bill Parcells' staff. I don't believe together, but similarly. I know Sean Payton was with Bill in Dallas. Obviously, Belichick was the defensive coordinator with the Giants when they won the 2 Super Bowls. Belichick was coaching Lawrence Taylor. Belichick talks about how that may have been the most fun that he's ever had coaching, even during his New England days. The other thing is, Vance Joseph, while not a great head coach, ironically with the Broncos, is a top 3-5 defensive coordinator somewhere in there in today's NFL.
Didn't he get interviews this offseason?
He got interviews for at least the Arizona job. I don't know if there were any other jobs. But we know Belichick likes to run things his way, and we know Sean Payton likes to run things his way. But we know Belichick's way is no fun, do your job. And Belichick is rough and tough, and he wants to bring in his coaches and coach his players. So, again, would he really want to do this and come in to Denver, Colorado, in the altitude of all places for one season and not even maybe a full season?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think the Broncos are going to be a top team again in the AFC. I don't think last year was a fluke for them. I really don't.
I cannot wait till late August or early September, right around Labor Day, when we do our championship ranked NFL prediction show. I think for both of us, it's our favorite show of the entire year. Because that AFC West all of a sudden has some really good coaches and some really good players.
Yes. I'm also interested in that AFC South. I think that division is going to be really interesting.
Words nobody has ever spoken before this year.
By the way, speaking of the AFC South, that's the division the Cleveland Browns are playing this season. They're also playing the NFC South. The last time we played the AFC South, we swept that division back in 2023. We won at Indianapolis. We beat Jacksonville at home. We beat Tennessee at home. And we beat Houston at home. And the last time we played the NFC South, we split. We lost against New Orleans here in Cleveland when it was that really cold, like close to 0 game. We lost at Atlanta, but we beat Tampa Bay in what turned out to be Tom Brady's final game here in Cleveland, and we beat Carolina. So I think that's interesting. how much that plays into this season and our matchups with the AFC South and the NFC South, I don't know. But the other interesting thing is we're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars again. Do you realize this is our third time playing the Jaguars in 4 seasons? Second time in 3 seasons we're playing them in Jacksonville for their home opener. The last time we played the Jaguars was in week 2 of the 2024 season when we beat them in Jacksonville to spoil their home opener. And prior to that, we beat them late in the 2023 season when Joe Flacco was our starting quarterback. And that was part of our run to make the playoffs. So very interesting that we're playing the AFC South and the NFC South again. I'm not sure how to feel about it, but there you go.
And championship ring fans, you just got a treat because that was an impromptu episode of the Sports Room Talk Show.
Yes, I will be going more into depth about that on an upcoming episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. So make sure you're on the lookout for that.